Hello. How's everybody? I missed you last week. Last week I wasn't here. I was taking a class, so I missed y'all. That's my southern accent as best as I could do. Marianne here, talking to you about my experiences in community because I've had a few. And one of the ones I'm going to talk about today is one that came as a comment from one of you who watched the video from last time, from a couple weeks ago, and was about my favorite community, which is called Glenway House. And you could see it whenever you get an opportunity to. And that would be wonderful because it'll give you more context for what is going on right now. And the great thing is, when Debbie sent that message in response to her subscription to Women for Living in Community, I thought, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you why I left, when I left, what were the details. So that's what I'm going to do today. And just to say to begin with, it was 4 years of the best, the most interesting. The growth interpersonally for me was amazing. And that's why I want to live in community. I have an opportunity to really grow and thrive and learn a lot so I can tell you guys. And that was a wonderful time, and I really learned a lot. And I also saved a lot of money because I didn't have a house payment. I was paying rent. And also, it's pretty much, I expanded my base of experience, and it just continued to grow and grow. So I came out of Silicon Valley, and like many places, there's a jargon and we use acronyms a lot, which I still really like because it sort of shortens things up and has me remember things. So I have one for you today. ODI. In this particular circumstance, I had an opportunity, I had a desire, which was to live in community, which is my why, and then I used my intuition. And my intuition said, this might be a good time to do these kinds of things. So, all those things, ODI, remember that. Along with that, I also think of when there's action for me, there's sort of a push-pull kind of thing. And there's a actual pull. The pull was, no, there was a push first. The push was all three of my housemates were leaving. Different circumstances, life events, nothing to do with us or the house or anything like that. But what that meant was I was going to have the opportunity again, all by myself, to interview people, to advertise for the other people, to really tell them about what was going to be happening in the house, what the decision making, to do the blueprint of we, and to really acclimate them to living in community and living in our community. Okay, that was a push. The pull was one of my neighbors about a quarter of a mile up from Glenway, who had taken my class, a neighbor said, there's a little house behind me adjoining her property that's coming up for sale. Might you be interested? So I thought I'd go and look at it. So I walked up one lovely February day, not like at all like today, and it was as cute as a bug house. And it had a barn, an old, really interesting barn that went with a much newer house, and a lovely garden. And it was in the same part of town that I already lived in. And it was empty, and I could do it immediately. So that was the push-pull all happening at the same time. Timing was the other part of my acronym. The timing was perfect. And so that's what I did. I moved on to my next experience in community that has been so wonderful. And there's more on that because my quest, my journey continues. And you'll hear more about that, I'm sure. One of the things I think that's important that I might have mentioned, and that is your why. Why am I doing this? And so that when you're ready, you can take that leap, ready to go. In my book, Your Quest for Home, Finding Your Ideal Community in Later Life, there's a quote from a woman named Carice, whose name I cannot pronounce, but she says, I jumped off the cliffs and everything started falling into place. So maybe that's what you will do, hopefully too, using some of my experiences. So send me questions, make comments, you can send hearts, you can ask, hey, didn't you forget something in there? Remember, and these videos will be on the website if you missed out any of them. Then there's next week. Next week, the Grand Nudge has decided she needs to come back because she's wondering, do you have a plan? Do you have a plan for later life? She wants to know. So you have some time to think about it. I look forward to seeing you next week. And remember, connection, information, and taking action. See you next week.